About time they put a normal commercial, only a 15-second Sherman-Williams commercial, so that's not too bad. I didn't even have to go over and click it off. But anyway, howdy, this is PaleRider, and welcome to my stream. I am back with Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Wait, there's somebody coming this way that needs to die. Right there. Oh, wow. He just killed somebody. He's murderer! That's what I do to murderers. Because I'm an animal. Yes, animal. Heard somebody say that. Damn it, animal. Anyway, I was looking at this, and when I did that final sequence or final mission in sequence 4 last time, I didn't do some things, it looks like. Okay, if you look down here where it says memories, there's one M, which is this one, and there's one of the Sir Arthur Conan Doyle mysteries. That's that little magnifying glass. This one I've got 3 of the mysteries. I think maybe the mystery didn't come up yet. I don't know. Down here though it's done, but this one here has one C, which is Charles Dickens, and I remember seeing a Charles Dickens memory. Oh wait, maybe this is it. This is in an area that I shouldn't even go to yet. It says suggested level 4 though. For this area, I don't get that. This area says that it's level 8. That's twice as high as this. Although I haven't seen any of these Dickens. Wait, no. Never mind. Forget that thought. I'd already did. Oh, here's another one. Apparently there's 3 Charles Dickens ones in this area and 2 D's, which I think are Darwin. Yep, Darwin. Quite. Wow. Is there no side missions in here? This is the Westminster, which is where the palace is. I think this is the palace here, and Parliament, one of these 2 buildings. Oh, this is the cathedral, big cathedral. What cathedral's there? I can't remember. The big one. The big one. The big one. But I this is Big Ben here. And this is oh, here it is. House of Parliament. Yeah, I was right the first time. So you're going to show. Yeah, here we go. White drawing room. Buckingham Palace. Yeah, that's the palace. Now, what will it show this too? Yeah, here we go. Westminster Abbey. So it's a cathedral, yeah. Westminster Abbey. I always thought it was some kind of like an abbey where monks hang out at or something. I don't know. Is this Abbey Road back here or over here? Is Abbey Road by Westminster Abbey? I don't know. What's this one? Wellington Barracks. I've actually heard that name before too. Victoria Station. Heard that before too. Damn. Zero, what's up? I wonder if Downing Street is in this. Yeah, it's got to be. Isn't Downing Street where the Prime Minister lives. There should be an actual address here too. Belgrave Square. I've heard of that before too. I've actually heard of a lot of these places. Let me see. Downing Street would be around the Palace area somewhere. St. James Park. Oh, that's a big ass park. It's right out in front of the Palace. Green Park. There's like two parks together. What's this one? The Foreign Office. That's where they did a lot of the planning of World War II, I'm pretty sure. Montague House. Is that like Romeo and Juliet? Montague and Capulet? No, that's not even a real thing. The Admiralty. That's British Navy headquarters, maybe. Nelson Column. That's Sir Admiral Nelson. I forgot his first name. Admiral Nelson was like a big hero. That's not even in the Westminster area, though. But he was a big naval hero. I know a little bit of English history. He's like one of the most revered people of history in England, from what I understand, besides the royalty and maybe Churchill. Churchill's pretty revered, I guess. Devil's Acre. Why do they call it Devil's Acre? Downing Street, doesn't that street go by the Palace too? Then this might be it. I'm going to go look real quick. Let me go. Oh God, this is going to be a pain. I can't go there. I got to go over here. That's all in a big red area. I went in there off camera yesterday, off stream, so that I wanted to get all the gold chests, because the gold chests have good stuff in them, uniforms and stuff like that. So I wanted to, there was 3 of them in here, so I wanted to go to there. So I snuck in here without killing anybody and looked around. What's this one? Deplete Sing memories. Pretty sure that guy was a real person too. He's like an East Indian attaché to the palace, like a ambassador for India or something. I don't know. I should just get back to it. Royal Society building. I bet you that's probably Downing Street, right around in here. I don't know. Somewhere in Westminster, I imagine. Yeah. It's existed since the 1800s, so it should be here, but maybe it's not. It'll be here. I'm surprised how many of these you actually are familiar with, because it seems like you know your stuff. Hey Alan, what's up? Mostly just from reading history, mostly World War II stuff. I know a lot about World War II and a little bit about law. There it is, 10 Downing Street. That's the Prime Minister's residence. And I pay attention to history a lot, and I know that the first time I ever heard of 10 Downing Street was from Winston Churchill during World War II, watching World War II movies or reading World War II books or something, or documentaries or something. And then I know that Margaret Thatcher also lived there. I think all the prime ministers did. It's kind of like the White House of England. And Dover House. That sounds familiar, but I don't know what it is. Horse Guards. Huh. There's another one. Oh, yeah, I already did the Admiralty. I missed a bunch of these the first time around. What's this one? Richmond Terrace. I've never heard of that one. I did Montague. And Chapel Royale. Is that where they have the coronations and shit, maybe? I don't know. I have no idea about that. I think they would have the coronations. Other Scotland Yard, though. But I think they'd have the coronations right at the palace, wouldn't they? We'll find out. There's one coming up. Has it happened yet? Has King Charles been coronated yet? Anyway, yeah, let me get to the game. Scotland Yard looks so weird nowadays. Now, you know what? I want to go over there and look at a few of these places. Let me go. It's just right across the river here. First time I heard of Downing Street was in the series The Crown. Yeah. 6th of May is the coronation. Damn it, they sure take a long time. I guess they got to get all prepared and shit, huh? Or there's probably some kind of a mourning period for the old queen, but damn, I know back in the old days in history, any kind of monarchy, as soon, just like the American president, as soon as the previous monarch dies, they crown the next one, you know? So they don't want it to be vacant so long, especially back in the old days, because that was the ruler of the country. But now they're more of a figurehead instead of, you know, a legal ruler.
Well, I don't see anything about politics, but
I never liked her.
Okay, I probably should have waited on, not did this. Oh shit. Dang. Yeah. Now what? Punk ass. Are you gonna? The crown is amazing. Yeah. Like the royal jewels. What do they call them? The crown jewels, huh? Crown jewels. They only ever wear the crowns though on ceremonies, huh? But I'm sure they'll put it on his head for the crowning. Oh, is that the river? So all this stuff was over this way. Are you going to attend the coronation, Zero? Now there's going to be thousands that will be around that area, though. You just don't like big crowds or what? too crowded. That's like one time I was working around the airport. I was working at this school. I was a computer technician at this school. It was back in mid-90s or so. And it was when Clinton was president. I remember because he went to this hotel that was by the airport that was like right over the fence from the school that I worked at. And a bunch of us hopped the fence or went around the fence or something. I don't remember. But we went over there, and he was there, and he was like giving a speech out in the parking lot. that was pretty funny. But there was so many people. And then at least 3 different times, different presidents had came to Fresno. And when they do a motorcade from the airport down this one main street. Or the other, there's two main, well, actually there's 3 main streets. One of them's not real main, but there's 2 or 3. I guess there's other, 1, 2. Yeah, there's 2 main streets, and there's a couple minor streets. But one of those streets actually is right in front of the apartments that I used to manage back in the 90s. And, or not well, I started managing them in the 90s, all the way up into the 2000s. And I don't remember exactly when this was, but this was Bush. So that was after Clinton. It said I was in the house watching the news, and it said we knew that the president was coming to town for some reason, and it was Bush Jr. And the news said the motorcade is just pulling out of the airport, and I don't know how they get away with doing this, because aren't you not supposed to know which direction the motorcade's going just in case there's terrorists or something? But it said he's going down Shields Avenue, just started down Shields Avenue, and I lived right on Shields Avenue. So I go, what? And I ran out there, and there's some people out in the apartments. I said, hey, president's driving by. So all of us freaking ran out to the street, and when we got out the street, there were thousands of people lining the fucking street. On both sides of the street. It was a 4-lane, and you can see him as we're driving by. He's looking out the window waving. Yeah, that was pretty funny. But yeah, there was thousands of people. It surprised me that it happened that quick, because they just said it on the news, and we run out there, and all these people just flocked out there, and it took about 2 minutes after that. That's when the motorcade came, and there was like 5 freaking big SUVs, black SUVs, and then a big old limo with him in it. Actually, there was 2 limos. One in front of the other one. So you'd think that he would be in the first one, but he was in the second one. I think it was a decoy thing. And then there was 4 or 5 big old SUV, like Escalades, all of them black too, behind him. And they just came flying down the road. I mean, seriously, they were going faster than the speed limit. But you can see him, he was waving as they were flying by, man. It's pretty funny. And nowadays, it's such a legal thing that it's such a ball ache to appoint another monarch. And also, as you said, preparations take long. Yep. There's going to be thousands of people, and it's going to be so hectic. And I wouldn't probably get a good glance of the king. That's it. That's what I was trying to point out, is that you don't really get to see him anyway. That one with Clinton, he was like on this little podium thing, little makeshift stage that they put there. But we were like way in the back, and you could just he was like way the hell away, He was like a little fucking ant way over there, because there's so many people there. And then like I said, on the street when Bush came by, it's like they came by so fast you could see him waving, and that was about it. But I think he might have been in the front car, and the waving might have been a look-alike, and that might have been the decoy, or vice versa. I don't even know, man. But it was weird. They had the two limos. And and now that I think afterwards we were talking about it, and it's hard to tell if it was actually him or not. It could have been just somebody in a freaking like a rubber bush mask or something. It was funny. Charles once came to my town when he was still Prince, but I didn't get to see him. That witch Carmela will be queen? Nope. She'll be called Queen Consort. Yeah, he got it right. She's not going to be the real queen. Just like I was reading this not too long ago. Even is it Prince William that's next in line for the throne, and his wife will be the same thing as a consort, which kind of sounds like just like I don't know. It doesn't sound like a nice name, consort. Like didn't they used to call hookers that in the old days? I don't like her. I don't really like her. I like Diana. Yeah, Diana was pretty cool. She will be queen consort, but it's also her coronation at the same time. Really? Huh. They actually coronate a queen consort, which is, you know what a consort is? It's just a companion of somebody. I don't even know if that's even a legal term for somebody that's married, but they are married. So I don't know. I don't know why they do that. I know the mother of a king is called the queen mother, even though she's not really a queen. She's the queen mother. I don't know. A lot of this stuff is old school stuff, though, that they change over the years. Anyway, where am I anyway? Let me see. Okay. Foreign Office. Here's 10 Downing Street. I've got to go up a couple blocks. And then what's this one? Dover House. Montague House. So all of these houses around here are famous. Royal Chapel, Horse Guards. Okay, so that's the Foreign Office right there, I think. This would be 10 Downing Street right here. This is not what it looked like back in the old days, is it? Oh, that's the Foreign Office. It's the next one. Hey, there's a thing right here. See if I can get it. I went up too high, didn't I? Okay, if I get right here and go to that light. Damn it. Can't get that light post. That light post would be the perfect spot. What the hell is it trying to get me to do? Let me go over there. You know, somewhere I read or heard that King Charles, somewhere in their lineage, King Charles and Lady Diane were like real distant cousins. And also Camilla is even closer related to Diane than King Charles was. Because King Charles, Lady Diane, and Camilla are all related in some way. Distant cousins, I think. I don't know how true that is. I read it somewhere, I think, on Wiki maybe. I don't know if you want to believe everything you read on Wiki though. Damn it! I'm not getting this thing. This pisses me off, man. Piss me off. Okay, let's try this. Got it. Yep. Can't drop. Not that high up. Why? Coronation of King Charles III and Camilla. This is by tradition. It was actually by Elizabeth's choice that she will also get coronated on that day, on this day. Usually she would watch her husband be coronated. I remember the XXX phone call between Charles and Camilla. But they had a sexy phone call going on. There have always been incestuous relations in monarch. I know that for sure. There was a queen back in the early 1900s. I can't remember the queen's name. She was the queen of Denmark, I'm pretty sure, or Holland. Wait. I don't know which one. She was actually the grandmother of just about every monarch in Europe at the time. Well, where am I going? I gotta go this way. I knew that. I was reading. I read a lot of Russian history. Not just because of. It was around the time, but not just because of wanting to learn about communism and Marxism. I've always been interested in, like I mentioned that a lot of times, that. Oh, this is 10 Downing Street right here, I think. Yep, that's the one, huh? Wait. Yep, this is what it actually looks like nowadays too, ain't it? Why is there 3 front doors? Isn't it just one residence? Can't see. Tree in my face. Oh God, there's so many guys and there's tree in my face. Why? You're gonna gut me like a fish? In what universe, buddy? Pale, that is true. She's from the house of Anthrop.
Someone help! The horror!
Althrop.
Buddy, Ada! The killer is getting away!
There was a generation where those two families really bred. They were like rabbits. Nothing really changes about it. Former Prime Minister wanted to renovate it, but his party turned on that decision because it's just pure. Yeah, it's a historical freaking site, man. The only thing you should really be able to do to historical sites is maybe redecorate the insides, you know, and maybe put, you know, coat of paint, do the maintenance, stuff like that. But you want to keep it mostly original, like the White House. All presidents in the White House have changed certain parts, like their living quarters areas, you know, their bedrooms. They'll put their own type of stuff in the bedrooms and stuff. But all the other places are historical, like the Oval Office. They have all these different bedrooms that they are named, are rooms and stuff that are named after other presidents, and it has memorabilia from that president or that period of time or stuff. You know, they can't mess with that stuff. They can redecorate the freaking entryway and their own residence, their own private residence, and that's it, man. I think they in the old days they used to be able to do it a lot easier, but now, you know, you almost need a congressional freaking order to do it. I don't know exactly how they go about doing that anymore. Now, I should get into the game now. I'm just messing around here. Most of the stuff's over in the city of London, but I think I want to do a couple of the... Oh, wait, it said my train was full. Let me go get my money. It's just weird to me how public these leaders' lives are. They have to be, they have to be like transparent, you know. People need to be able to trust their leaders and know everything about them so that they can trust them, because these are people that have our lives in their hands, you know. Okay, so these are main quests, the gold stuff. I'm not going to touch that yet. I want to go do these side quests. So there's two of them, one of them here. Let me do that one. Who is M? Karl Marx. Oh, God. Okay, I'm going to try not to bitch too much about Marx. Perform a chain tool. Oh, God, what was that? What did it say? X, Y, X, Y, X. X, Y, X, Y, X. Oh, I've got to try that. Let me find somebody to beat up. There's somebody over here.
What's happening here?
Get the hell out of here. You over there. That's good to you.
Oh, that didn't work. I was wanting to fight him. Fight me, sir. Don't just stand there and die. Fight me. Is there somebody to fight? I want to try that before I forget. X, Y, X, Y, X. There's cops over there. I don't want to go that way. Cops will get me. Wait, what was... Anything in here? Hey, buddy. Give me some stuff. Okay, there's a guy. So if I run right into him, is he going to try to fight me?
See how warm your innards are.
Okay.
I hope your affairs are... Mustn't panic. Hit him from the side.
He started it. No. He started it. You're going to die. Son of a bitch. Mess with me. Damn. Wow. Wow, these cops are tough. Said fancy move. Did a fancy move. X, Y, X, Y, X. Lord bless us. This is that the one I'm thinking of.
Hey, shit! Someone stop that driver! Oh, God. What did you do?
Someone come quick!
I don't know. This is England. You can't kill in self-defense. I know. Oh, God, there's some shit going on right now in the United States. First of all, 2 young people have got killed in the last couple days. Just kind of, I don't know what you call it. So, is for trespassing, put it that way, by old people. There was a black kid, and I'm only saying his race because of what happened afterwards. Okay, there was a black kid that was looking for his brother or something and went to the wrong house and knocked on the door. We don't know the whole exact circumstances, but there was an old guy that was like 84 years old that ended up shooting him. It didn't kill him, but shot him twice. And he's in the hospital, and he's supposed to recover. Then there was another guy that was in his mid-60s, I guess, 65, I think they said, where there was, and these kids were white. They pulled into his driveway, and I think he lived in a rural area, so it wasn't in the city or anything, but I don't know. Strike that. I'm not sure exactly where, but the way that the reports made it sound as they didn't have super close neighbors. So they pulled into his driveway, and then they were checked. Supposedly, there was 3 carloads of teenagers. I guess they were looking for a party or something, right? And they pulled into his driveway, and it didn't look right, I guess. So they started. They took out their GPS, and they were looking for the right address, trying to find the right place. And the 2 of the cars turned around and started after they found out, and the 3rd car was getting ready to turn around, and some old guy came out and started shooting and killed a white girl in her car, right? But okay, I'm gonna tell you exactly what I heard so far, and then I'm gonna tell you what I think happened. Okay, so they don't know the circumstances there. If the kids were maybe hassling the old man or something, or what the hell it was. Maybe they were honking or something. You know, they're intimidating him somehow. Somehow he felt threatened. Him and his wife lived there alone, and he felt threatened and shot. Somehow, that's what we know. Somehow he felt threatened. Same thing with the black kid. Okay, now we go fast forward to the president of the United States. After the white girl got killed first, and he had to have known about it because he was, you know, it was news. He gets on and tells somebody, or tells the press or something, that he tells about the black kid. He tweeted, I guess, or something. I don't know. He did a statement. It was a written statement, because I seen the written statement about how it's tragic. No kid should be in fear for, no black kid or something. I don't know. He made it about race. No kid should be in fear for their life just by knocking on somebody's door. He did not even mention the girl, the white girl, at all, which was more tragic because she died. It's just because of the mentality of the freaking leaders on the left in our country, on the Democratic side of our country, they have this mentality where if it happens to a minority, especially if it happens to a black person, then it's white supremacy. It has to do something to do with racism. But if it happens to a white person, then who cares? Or if it happens to a black person, black on black crime, then who cares? But if it happens to be a white person that kills or shoots, in this case, not even killed, but shoots a white or a black kid, then it's racism. Which is really, really backwards, man. But, okay, here's my thought about this whole thing. Is that because of the condition of society right now, there was just 100 kids in LA just the other day freaking just totally demolished and it shows video. They took their own video of them demolishing a fucking gas station and going in and stealing all the booze, all the cigarettes, and all the condoms. There was over 100 teenagers and young adults that did this thing. And at the same day or the day before or the day after, thousands of young people just demolished the streets of freaking I think it was Chicago. They just freaking went out. They did some kind of a tweet, and all of them met at the same time out in the middle of the freaking streets and just walked down the streets just tearing up everything. Because of the state of affairs in the United States right now, old people, especially old people, and probably everybody else, is afraid for their fucking life. If somebody comes knocking at their freaking door, their first reaction is, these fuckers are here to kill me. So they're going to shoot and ask questions later. Can you blame them? I mean, it's the condition of our society that causes this. It's not their fault. It is in a way, maybe. It is in the way that they should have. It was nighttime for one thing. Both incidents happened at nighttime. They can't see outside, and it's even harder to see when you get older. The only explanation is, and this keeps happening too, is that people are afraid for their life, and people have the right to defend themselves, especially if the law is not going to do anything about it. The LA mayor came out about those freaking kids tearing up that gas station and said that they couldn't do anything about it because they don't have enough cops, because they have lost 2,000 cops in the last couple of years. And she didn't mention it, but it's because of this defund the police freaking attitude. Cops just leave. Even if they don't get defunded, they'll leave because the attitude of the people around them aren't treating them good, and they're getting defunded. All this bullshit's happening. They didn't have enough cops. And she says, well, we need to hire a couple hundred cops. No, you need to hire about 3,000 because you lost 2,000 already. You know? A couple hundred cops is not going to make a difference. In Chicago, they just got rid of one progressive, crazy ass bitch mayor and got one that's even worse. And that's why then people were out in the streets in freaking in Chicago, is because they know they can get away with it. None of them are going to get prosecuted. Both the mayor of the current mayor, who's on her way out, and the incoming mayor, both made statements about that thousands of freaking kids in the streets of freaking Chicago. Both of them made statements, and both of them did not blame the kids or the young people. They did not blame the thousands of people that were tearing up shit. They blame society for it. If you don't blame the people that are doing the shit, and you don't give them some kind of consequences for doing that shit, they're going to continue to do it. And more and more and more and more people are going to do it. And more and more people are going to get shot because of it. Because we have a right to defend ourselves. And if people are out there freaking doing that shit, they beat the shit out of some lady just because she was white. And it's on camera. Put her in the freaking hospital. It's like freaking insane. It's insane. Sorry I had to rant. But it's freaking totally insane anymore, man. Blue Jay, what's up? I mean, that's just plain wrong, and you can't justify it. Yep. I heard that they wrecked their town because of the new governor. Exactly. They freaking, because they know they can get away with it. The governor came flat out and said, "Oh, we're not going to prosecute people. Instead of funding the police and get more police, we're going to get more social workers to go out in them freaking areas and work with people." Do you know that? Okay, this is a fact. Domestic violence is the scariest thing that cops have to go deal with, because you never know how it's going to turn out. It could be look like it's going to be peaceful, and all of a sudden one or the other snaps and pulls a gun and starts shooting, or beats the shit out of each other. And the cops, it's the most scariest call that they get called to outside of an active shooter. But it's an everyday thing, and it's like, 80% of their calls are for domestic violence or some kind of a domestic situation that can turn violent. So they never know what to expect. But this new mayor of Chicago, he said it right in his speech that he wanted to hire more social workers to work with the police, and the social workers go out on these domestic calls. Not the police. He didn't even mention that the police would be with the social workers. He wanted to send the social workers out on the domestic calls. Is he going to give the freaking social workers guns? Those social workers probably don't know how to freaking use a gun. And the gun's going to get turned on them. It's freaking insane. We live in a freaking bizarro world anymore. And certain places are worse than others. And Chicago's probably one of the worst. LA and San Francisco are two of the close seconds, and New York and Philadelphia. It's crazy, man. I get people are scared for their lives, and you have to do everything to stay safe, but I think people should think before they shoot. But really think about it. If they see on the news all day long, people don't have a whole lot more to do than sit around and watch news sometimes, especially this 84-year-old. And he sees all this violence going on in the world. He sees freaking, there was a bodega worker dude in, I think that was in New York, where somebody came in there and freaking was robbing him and started beating his ass, and he grabbed a knife and stabbed the guy and killed the guy, and he went to jail for it. I think they might have got him out by now. I'm not sure. But he was in prison awaiting trial for murder. When some guy was beating the shit out of him, a robbery attempt was beating the shit out of him. Or I guess they did rob the place afterwards. Or his friend. There was more than one of them. One of them survived. I don't know. I don't know exactly what happened on that, but I know that there's footage. There's video footage of this guy slamming the guy around. The old man was, like real old, older than me. And he was slamming him around, and the old man somehow got a knife and freaking stabbed the guy in the throat or something. And you don't think that guy deserved it after slamming some old man around? How about this guy? They just showed some footage that just happened the other day too. I can't remember exactly where this was from, but it was in some major city in the United States, probably New York, where there was two cops, a woman and a man cop, standing on the street. And some dude just starts walking up to him, and then right before he gets to him, pulls out a big old bottle and smacks the woman cop right in the back of the head with it. And then starts trying to beat the freaking shit out of the male cop. What kind of balls does somebody like that have? That's crazy. You don't know what to fucking do, man. Shoot and ask questions later is going to be the norm real soon. And the problem is that you got freaking prosecutors and shit in these big cities that will let the real criminals go, but anybody that's trying to defend themselves, they're going to freaking prison. It's crazy. Mayor, not governor. Oh yeah, it's the mayor. Yeah. Did you see that white girl was with a black guy and that both got attacked but were saved by someone passing by and just happened to see them? I guess this person flagged down a police car, but the cops just went around that person and kept going. Yeah, the cops are afraid for their freaking lives too. When you got 1,000 freaking people out in the streets beating the shit out of people and freaking busting up cars and turning over cars and breaking windows in the businesses and people's residence and shit like that. And you got what, a couple hundred cops on duty? There's no way. You have to send out the freaking National Guard or something, but they don't want to do that because somebody's going to get killed. But 2 people did get killed in that riot. And then there's 2 dead people. I don't even know if it was it had to have been one of the people that they were beating up, or maybe they turned on each other. I actually saw fights break out between the rioters. The rioters were fighting each other, and then they were doing freaking donuts in the middle of the damn street and shit, in their cars. It's freaking crazy, man. It's insane. It's crazy insane. If correct use of a firearm won't get you a murder case, then it would be understandable. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I think there's a fine line here, and the problem is the law is on the side of somebody protecting themselves, usually, except for in some big cities, they tend to ignore the victim, or they'll call the person that gets shot the victim. When at least the majority of the time, maybe not all the time, but the majority of the time when somebody's acting in self-defense, they're the victim because they're acting in self-defense. Self-defense by definition means that you're defending yourself. If you go beyond the defense of yourself or your property and use deadly force on somebody, then that's different. But it's obvious that sometimes, a lot of the times, in a self-defense case, you're in fear for your life. There was some guy not too long ago, I think it was about a year or so ago, where he was driving his Uber. He was like an Uber driver or something. He was driving an Uber, you're driving your own car. But he was an Uber driver trying to go through an area where they had people in the streets and shit. And all of a sudden the people freaking turned on him and drug him out of the car, or started to, they turned on him, and one of the guys, the rioters, came at him with a M16, AR-15 rifle, pointed it at him in his car. He pulled out his gun and shot the dude dead. He's in prison right now. That was in Texas too. And Texas is a real Republican state, real conservative state. But he's in jail right now. He just got convicted of murder. But the governor of Texas is going to pardon him, Governor Abbott. But there's still a process of trying to get him out, and there's got to be a review board and all this shit. So the guy's just sitting there in jail waiting for all this, and he's been in jail for quite a while because this has happened quite a while ago. And there's evidence. There's plenty of evidence to show that he shot in self-defense. This motherfucker came at him with an AR-15, pointed it at him in his car, and all he's trying to do is do his job. And he shoots the guy, and he gets hauled in for murder. No, that was self-defense. That's not murder. Self-defense is not murder. Self-defense is self-defense. But most big cities, though, don't care. And that's what's really screwed up. The law should be on your side because you're defending yourself. What else are you going to do? The cops are not going to freaking protect you in a lot of situations. So it's okay for you to die and the motherfucker take off and just disappear and never get freaking convicted of it. But if you defend yourself from that death, you're going to prison? That's just not right, man. I don't see any other way to look at that than that just not being right. Defend civilians.
It's his word against
Your horse.
Did she just call for help? Anyway, I need to get back to the game. There's a good subject to talk about. Oh, cop's gonna get me. Good subject to talk about because it matters, you know, and it does matter. And there is a fine line between self-defense and acting with too much force. You should be able to use the proper amount of force. But the problem is if you're defending yourself and you are you're seriously afraid for your life and you defend yourself, and you shoot somebody, a lot of times they'll say, well, he shot. I think what the problem is with that Uber driver is he shot the guy 5 times. But who's to say that if he shot him once, that guy wouldn't have got up and shot him? If somebody's threatening your life and you are in serious threat of death, the cops are trained, and this is another thing where people say, well, a cop did not have to freaking put 10 bullets in the guy. Well, the cops are trained. If you're going to shoot somebody, you put them down because they can come back at you. And why shouldn't that hold true with everybody else? If somebody is seriously threatening your life at the moment, and you freaking unload a clip of 20 freaking rounds on them, people say, well, why didn't you stop after 1 or 2 shots? Because I thought the motherfucker was going to get up. I don't want him to get up. And if he did live through all this, he's going to retaliate, and I'm going to have to be watching my back for the rest of my fucking life. And as it is, you still have to watch your back for the rest of your life because their friends and family might come after you. So either way, it's a catch-22 situation. You either can die right then and there or defend yourself. You know? I'm not advocating violence because I would not say to do anything even close to any of that unless you know your life is in danger and unless there is no doubt about it that you were going to die if you didn't do something. But if you really seriously think that you're going to freaking die, it's either you or them, then I don't see anything wrong with it being them. Especially if you were didn't if you taunted them or did in any way cause them to come after you, then you're in the wrong. But if you were an innocent bystander, or you were just minding your own business and somebody came up to you and did that, then I think you should have the right. It's crazy, but like I said, there's a real fine line, and I hope that nobody ever gets in that situation that I know. I've actually had a few people that have been in that situation, and I've known a few people that have been in that situation, and a couple of them have died from it, and a couple of them survived. And the ones that survived were the ones that put the other person down. And like I said, they still are afraid for their life, for every day of their life after that, because they're afraid of some kind of retaliation by a friend or a family member of the person that they killed. So that's no way to live. That's no way to live. But it's better than freaking dying there on the spot, you know? The person that gets shot isn't always the victim, but it's portrayed that way. Yep. It's always portrayed that way, and that's fucked up, man. Look at that shooting that just happened at that church. It was a school, Christian school, Catholic school, actually, I think, in Tennessee. Was that in Tennessee? It was a trans person. Well, we've talked about this already before. A trans person killed 3 adults in the school and 3 kids in the school. And then the cops killed him, her. I can't remember if it's a man or a woman or whoever it was. It doesn't even matter to me. That person was the aggressor. That person was the crazy person. And those 3 kids and the 3 adults that they killed are the victims. But the news on MSNBC and CNN and a bunch of news channels, including the press secretary of the President of the United States, made that trans person out to be the victim. That's just fucking insane, man. That's totally and utterly stupidity. Oh, totally and utter stupidity. Total and utter stupidity. Totally and utterly stupid. It's wrong, put it that way. It's just all wrong. It's just wrong, man. It's, like I said, bizarro. It's the opposite of the way things should be. Biological woman. Yeah, I guess it was, man. I was watching things. I always thought the way they made it sound, it was supposedly a biological man, but I guess it turned out to be a biological woman. And then people started bitching because they were misgendering the freaking shooter.
Listen to me.
What kind of insanity is that?
Keep your rallies off the streets.
No, you must listen to me. The people in this city are in dire need of your assistance. Oh, you are Jacob Fry, are you not? And Miss Fry?
We're at a disadvantage, sir.
Karl Marx. Much like you, I am an activist of sorts.
You've got the look of a man who wants something.
Indeed. You've done more for London citizens lately than any endeavor has accomplished in a decade. But those citizens were already well provided for. I challenge you both to help those who really need your assistance, the working people.
An interesting challenge. We accept.
Shouldn't we at least talk about these things for... Sod it. We accept.
The hell? The people that really
I'm organizing a discreet meeting with some
needs their help.
friends to discuss.
He said that those he just said that the people that we've been helping so far were already well provided for. The people that we've helped so far were kids in factories and shit like that. People that were being exploited by these freaking mobs. They were not well provided for. I don't get. Okay, I'm gonna bitch a little bit about Marx, but he's an idiot.
Alas, the police seem to have noticed my activities. They've stuck to me like flies on Scheiße.
They
In
kind
any
of
case, I need you to help me.
they kind of portray him in this game, and I was thinking that Darwin was him at first, but now that I see him, I could really tell the difference. But they kind of portray him in this game to be some kind of fucking hero. Karl Marx was no hero. He's just an idiot.
Get to the meeting without the interference of the police.
Okay, kill spies with hanging barrels. What in the hell am I doing? Oh shit. Damn it! Did I miss? Son of a bitch.
This area is restricted.
What's amiss? I can't let them get to me. My chest feels tight. Forget them. That load of rubbish is not worth a moment's thought.
Damn it, I screwed up already. I need to start this over. Need to pay attention to what I'm doing. Henrik, what's up? Heard them say transluminant at first. Yeah.
Don't frighten me. I insist on being heard.
Is that Mr. Marks? Yep.
Crime been committed, sir?
Indeed, a crime against humanity.
Mr. Dickwad.
I demand you live up to your responsibilities.
Listen to me. I have been ordered to keep your rallies off the streets.
No, you must listen to me. The people in this city are in dire need of your assistance. I'm organizing a discreet meeting with some like-minded friends to discuss trades unions. Alas, the police seem to have noticed my activities. They've stuck to me like flies on Scheiße.
So he's organizing. Okay, he did do this in real life. Organized unions. He was trying to rally people up to join unions. It didn't work real good because people didn't want to join unions back then. But the people that we've been helping in the game were not just freaking ordinary freaking workers. They were freaking slave labor working for syndicates, the mob. There is no way in hell that a mob is going to let their workers join a freaking union. So that's just a worthless freaking thing for this game anyway.
In any case, I need you to help me get to the meeting without the interference of the police.
Okay, that's one of the guys I need to kill. Go. 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 How tall is this building? Is this going to work? Okay. Oh, shit! Son of a bitch. When I looked at that guy, he was so far away from that. See, now he's turned around. Yeah, I gotta have to start it over again. I went too high. I didn't know that building was that freaking high. Son of a bitch. I'm never gonna get this right. Okay, one more time. Third time the charm.
You cannot frighten me. I insist on being...
Listen to me.
I'm organizing a discreet meeting with some like-minded friends to discuss trades unions. Alas, the police seem to have noticed my activities. They stuck to me like flies on Scheiße.
Damn it. Come on. I'm trying to get a head start here. Go.
In any case, I need you to help me get to the meeting without the interference of the police.
Okay, I'm going to just do it from right here this time. Does that guy see me?
There's one of their damn spies.
And now. God. Okay. This one's too tall, man. I should be on the other side. Oh, that one's lower. Down. Whoa. Where's more of these guys? There's one. No. Okay. Okay, there's two cops. What is going on? Why is he stopping? Where'd Marks go? Why is that guy just stopping there? Go. Go, guy. Go. 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 Why? Why? Why is he just stopping? I thought he was supposed to follow him. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Go. Where is Marks going? I think he's putting up posters. I think he's going around in circles because I'm too far away from him. But if I do this from down there, those cops are going to see me, aren't they? Is that cop coming after me? Really don't know what's going on here. Looks like the cops want me, though. Is that guy gonna move? Oh, shoot. There he is. Shit, 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 shit. Go. Okay. Kill two of 4 spies. So I got to kill the other 2. But I don't have to drop something on their heads now. He's going that way now. Oh shit. Too late. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Oh, he was right next to this too. Look at all the freaking cops. Now the cops are going to be after me. Oh shit. I just killed a cop too. That was probably not good.
You'll be sorry. Cross the law. Just wait till I get.
I didn't want to have to kill any cops, but they left me no choice. Bobbies. Boonabug, what's up? Cops are coming for you. The cops are coming for me. Okay, let me go talk to him now.
You know, I had similar
Oh,
problems
follow
with
him?
the police in Paris.
Can I kill him?
And Brussels. And also, perhaps Cologne, our next worthy ally.
He's like,
awaits us in a
he's
nearby pub.
killed, his ideas have killed more people than Hitler. People want to kill Hitler when he was a baby, so why can't I kill Marx when he's an old man? I mean, I cannot believe that Marx didn't know what his ideas would do to people. His ideas sound like they'd be, something
What's that over there?
that people would follow.
In this country,
People that don't understand real freedom can be easily manipulated by these ideas. And I don't even know if Marx was even a real evil person. I think he looked at things in a certain way of light and just ran with it and thought, it's like having an idea and trying to work history and common sense into the equation to make it all seem like it's feasible. But not caring about, oh God, there's another one. What would that say? Create a faction fight outside the pub to attract the spies. I gotta find my own faction people now. There they are. I'll go over there.
I could use a hand.
More than happy.
Where's Marx? There he is. Okay, there's the guys that want him to fight right there. For Marx and right there. Fight. That worked.
Serves you bloody well right. I wonder if I know the poor beggar.
So, all of Marx's ideas had two major flaws. One is that he assumed that all people are benevolent. I mean, all people are good, and they will fight. All poor people, all working people are good, and they will follow the right path no matter what. They will organize together into this perfect group of people. Actually, that all boils down to one big problem, not two. He had one major problem with his theories, is that he thought that people were, he didn't real. He didn't take into account the real nature of human beings. He actually wrote about human nature in his books. He wrote about human nature, but if you read this human nature that he's talking about, it's some kind of fantasy human nature. It's not real. It's something that you would read in some freaking la-di-da, everybody's happy, perfect world freaking scenario. But people are just not like that. He gave people, the majority of people are okay. But 9 times out of 10, a person will do what's best for them or their families and friends, the people that they care about.
Only when workers are able to assemble freely and in strength will we be able to achieve the reforms we most assuredly deserve. Might I trouble you to stay nearby until the meeting is over?
So, in other words, he thought he left out one main ingredient, is that humans are imperfect beings. One main fact.
I told you, Marx will be here. Heard it from the man's own lips. Now about my payment.
Look at your 30 pieces, chum. Don't you worry.
It seems the movement is ever doomed to be betrayed from within. Will you fetch the gentleman back here? I would look him in the eye and ask why he went back on his brethren.
This guy that's surrounded by cops. I got to kidnap one guy in the middle of a bunch of cops. So that means I have to kill the cops or what? I don't even know. How am I going to do this? What the hell? Oh, hey. I got him?
Gotta go.
Now where? Now where do I take him? I kidnapped him. Now what do I do with him? What am I doing with him? I don't know what to do with him now. Oh, shit. Are you shooting me? Target is dead. The fucking cop killed him. What the hell, man? I love that you got Evie wearing the bloofer lady outfit. Yep. I couldn't. The capes that match it, though, don't have good perks. So I got some stupid cape with it.
It seems the movement is ever doomed to be betrayed from within.
I guess it kind of matches it.
Will you fetch the gentleman back here? I would look him in the eye and ask why he went back on his brethren.
Okay, what's going to happen if I just try to kidnap him right in the middle of all these cops?
Tell us where the diamonds are. Hell, that's Marx's hired ruffian. Save me!
Desynchronized. What did it say? Target incapacitated. Yes, I incapacitated his ass. What else was I supposed to do? I could take him back there knocked out, and then we can smack him a few times and wake him up, and then Karl Marx can give him a mind. His mind.
It seems the movement is ever doomed to be
Look how humble Marx is at the moment. Like I said, I don't know. There's a lot of that I've read about Marx. I don't know if he was a bad person. I know that he did some stupid ass shit in his life. Like he wasted 2 complete fortunes on stupid ideas and alcohol and just giving it to people, which is a nice thing on the surface, but he lived in squalor. Him and his wife and his children lived in squalor because of it. He should have, like I said, people 9 times out of 10 will do what's best for their self and their families. He didn't do what was best for his self or his families, which I guess that would make him kind of selfless. But couldn't he use some of that selflessness on his family? I think at least 2 of his children died because they were so poverty-stricken. I think one of them was just from a cold, from them not having enough freaking heat in their flat. When he wasted 2 complete fortunes. But I don't, like I said, I don't think he was a bad person. He was just a stupid person. He was a one-sided person. He had blinders. He saw one direction and only one direction and stuck to that direction his whole life. Which is not a complete bad thing, but it's kind of moronic. Although I have read a lot of accounts where he spent most of his time in 2 different places, the library, which is probably a good thing, and the bar. And most people in the bar really did not like him. But that just could have been somebody just talking bullshit about him. But I tend to believe that I don't know. There's something about his writings that make that believable. That he was just a drunk ass guy that thought he was better than everybody else, so he was getting into fights and pissing people off and getting drunk. And yeah. I mean, did Marx believe that capitalism would end, or was that just the perfect world in his eyes? I think he really believed that capitalism would turn into socialism, and then down the line, socialism would turn into communism. Which communism and socialism are so close to each other that it doesn't really matter. Just that the form of communism that he was talking about would be some form of communism where everybody cared about the world more than they cared about their self. And that everybody would think about the collective good rather than their own personal safety and own personal good. Which, in a perfect world, that might be okay. Everybody would be so selfless that they would do that. But that's not how the world is, and it never will be that way. And in the perfect communist society, there is no government. Because everybody's doing the right thing. You don't need government if everybody's doing the right thing. If everybody's perfect, you don't need freaking laws. But people aren't perfect. People are far from perfect. People will never be perfect. It takes an atheist to believe that shit. But then their idea of perfect is completely different than the next guy's idea of perfect. So who's right? I noticed the same thing about the cape and chose the one with the perks I liked. I know this is the one I have, and it's kind of a bluish color, but this one I think looks better with this outfit. And there's one that I don't have, I think that's okay. Right, is this one kind of matches because there's red around her collar, those little fringe thingies that she's got up there, and is that same color red. And this one is that same color red though, but it's just, that's the one I'm wearing, I think, huh? But it's got blue on it, so it doesn't really match. And this one actually matches real good because it's leather. I think leather and lace always looks good together. But it doesn't have a good perk. It doesn't have any perk, does it? Wait. Oh, it's just the defense and the stealth that on these things, huh? Yeah, it just has better. This has better defense and stealth. That's just a lower level. The best one here doesn't match at all with the purple. That's, wait, this has actually got the best perks, huh? Oh, but I upgraded that one too. So if I upgraded this one, it'd probably be better. Oh wait, no, that one is better. Wait, oh shit, I didn't even go down far enough, huh? Yeah, some of these are better even without upgrading them. Yeah, that doesn't match though. That doesn't match. Yeah. She does have some white on the other side of her, so that could match. I don't know. This is the best one so far. Yeah, I guess she's got a white collar. I don't know. I'm not. Oh yeah, she's got some white underneath, slip or something.
I would look him in the eye and ask why he went
Troubles that affect the lives.
Okay, see if I can do this right this time. So I got to grab him, and they're just gonna beat the shit out of me now. Did he just run? Okay, if I don't kill him, maybe I can do this. Just kill all these cops. I hate to kill all you bastards, but you... Ow! Why? Ow! She just conked me in the head. Or he did. Okay, now where's this bastard? You know what? Do I have time to loot? I always have time to loot. Anyway, I need to stop bitching about Marks every time. Like, I freaking thought that Darwin was Marks, and I started bitching about Marks then until I found out it was Darwin.
Are you mad? You're making a
Now
big
I'm
mistake.
bitching about
No noise, just
Marks completely now. Thought I came from that direction. How's he over here? And how is he so far friggin' away now?
What's going on over there? Did you hear?
How do I get out of here? Damn it.
What the hell is that? What's all that argy-bargy about? What's that?
He went all the way back to where we started from? Or what? Oh, God. There's a bad guy. And this is not a way out of here. Oh, right here. Okay.
right. Just as I was getting bored.
What's going on?
I guess I probably could have went forward and made it there. I think I went...
Yeah, come on.
Wait, where am I?
what's happening over there?
I don't know, but I'm lost. I'm stuck. I'm stuck.
Simon, my friend, what possessed you to do this thing? Has the party not taken care of you?
Governor of the mill see. Any man what joins a union will be put out of work come sun up. How long will the party feed my family for?
If we do not stand together, we are lost. My heart is broken, Simon. Please go. I thank you, my friend. I hope you will continue to aid the struggle when the opportunity presents itself.
So this was the date on this, I think, is 1868. You know, by that time, I think Marx was living off of Ingalls, Friedrich Ingalls, Friedrich, and so he was actually living halfway decent by that time because Ingalls was a capitalist and made lots of freaking money from his daddy's freaking factory. And gave Marx an allowance, like he was a little baby. He was a little kid. He got his allowance. So, but he's sitting here telling this freaking guy that it won't work if we don't stick together. Well, the dude's talking about his family and him and his family starving, which was a big thing back then because work was kind of scarce. And if you did have the work, that pittance that he's talking about that he was making was a hell of a lot more than a lot of people were making in them days. Most factory workers didn't like Marx in them days because the alternative was being on the streets. And they actually made pretty good money. They were the middle class. Unless they were working for crime syndicates, like in this game, they were, it's a little more exaggerated because they're working for crime syndicates. There was, and there still is, criminal type elements running businesses around the world, especially in China. The criminal element there would be the Communist Party. But most businesses in England and America and most of Europe back in them days, in the 1880s, is where the middle class came from. These people had enough money to finally, most people were just barely scraping by before that, before the Industrial Revolution. During the Industrial Revolution, they were able to have enough money to pay their rent, pay for food, pay for clothing, and still have some extra. They had what they called disposable income. They never had disposable income before that. They were able to buy luxury items and things that they were not able to get before. So people were way better off than they were just 50 years before this. Completely, especially in the big cities. Rural areas was a lot different. That was a whole different lifestyle. But in the big cities like London, hell yeah, they were a hell of a lot better off. They were the middle class. Why would they jeopardize that? Like that guy was saying, his boss is going to fire him if he freaking joins the union. Why would they jeopardize that for that? And I know there were some businesses, and especially in certain areas like coal mining in the United States, where it was pretty much slave labor, because that was in a complete rural area where there was no other options. And the people had to actually live, work, and buy their necessities from the company, because there wasn't any stores, there wasn't any housing except for the housing that the freaking company made. And so they got you hooked and freaking drawn in, and you couldn't do nothing about it in those places. And unions actually help people like that. But most syndicates wouldn't allow unions, but the freaking syndicates turned into the unions after a while. That's the only way that companies were able to unionize back in them days, is when the freaking criminals took over the freaking union. And up until the 1960s, most of the unions in the United States were run by the mafia and other criminal freaking organizations. And I wouldn't put it past at least them still doing it behind the scenes now. Especially some places like the freaking teachers union. Biggest freaking joke in the history of unions. Anyway, I gotta stop with the freaking history lessons, don't I? I need to play the game. Play the game, man. Play the game. Hey, I got 3 points. Oh, I need one more. I need one more. Mark seems to be very loyal to his ways, but that did probably make him not even think about other people's ideas. Yep. The world will never be one-sided, so that's what's the point of even thinking about it? I don't know. Ask Antifa. They've got to have. I would actually really like to interview some like leader of Antifa, the people at the top of say Rose City Antifa, which is up in Portland, or BAM. I've seen her on TV. I don't know if she's still the leader, but there was this lady who was a teacher, an actual teacher, who was the leader of BAM, which means by all means necessary. They were an Oakland chapter of Antifa. I would actually like to really sit down and interview one of these people and try to get into a serious discussion and try to pick their heads and see exactly where they're coming from and why they believe this shit, you know? I know I tried doing that with my daughter because she's freaking Marxist, bitch. Excuse my language. But she kind of disowned me because I just tried to freaking talk to her about it. She freaking defriended me from Facebook, and I haven't heard from her since. Just for trying to question her about her beliefs. And that's the problem with Marxists, is that you can't question them. It's sacrilege to question the authority, as Cartman would say. The world will, oh, I already read that. I don't like Darwin's theories either. Yeah, well, Darwin's theories has a little bit of credence. Evolution is a real thing, but I don't think that he got it completely right, because I don't think humans came from freaking apes, for one thing. They haven't found a missing link that they keep talking about, the missing link. There is no missing link because we did not come from fucking apes. So you can believe in evolution, and there's a lot of evidence to show that that's true. I mean, freaking dinosaurs, you know. They found mummies of troglodytes and freaking Cro-Magnon and shit like that, which was completely different species than humans. But that was early evolution also, you know. I don't think it was an evolution of man. I think we are completely separate from that. But you can believe in creation and also believe in evolution. And I believe in both. London at that time looked depressing. Yeah. I don't know. I think it probably is a lot better than stories and shit like that depict. I mean, Victorian England, that was a pretty good time in history, I think. There was just like everything else, there was some probably ghetto areas, you know, especially when you're in a big city with so many freaking people and a lot of them not working and shit, and they didn't have welfare back then. So there's a big criminal element. But besides that, man, I bet you a lot of it was really nice. Just like Paris or freaking Rome, you know. Europe has a lot of cool history, and I think it was in the 1800s was a good period of time. It was actually right after the Enlightenment and right before modern times. So there was it was more of, they called it the Romantic period for a reason, because it was more of a emotional time, like today, like now, people talking about their feelings all the time and shit. But that promotes a lot of art when you talk about your feelings. Well, people become different because they're more into their art and stuff like that than logic. Because there's two sides of your brain. There's the logical side and the creative side, you know? And there's been ups and downs through history where one point in history everything's getting a little bit too logical and too reasonable, which is okay, but then you start turning into freaking computers if you let that go too far. And people are not computers. So then it goes down into a more passionate period of time, which is what we're going through now. I think that the waves are going a lot faster now. That back then it was every couple hundred years it would change, and then it'd go back up and back down and back up and back down. And the best time is right between those, right in the middle. Like I've always said, there's got to be a perfect balance of everything, but they can't have a perfect balance because it goes one way or the other, but then it'll always come back up. Right now we're in the downward spiral. And it's starting to come back up little by little. But back in them days, it was right about in the middle, I think. In the late 1800s, it was right in the middle and didn't start spiraling completely out of control until the late 19 teens, early 20s, all the way through the 20s, and then into the Depression. And then little by little, it started climbing its way back out again. The 70s were probably just about the right spot where it just started getting out of control again and started going back down, but it was right in the middle again in the 70s and 80s. And then the 90s and 2000s, it went up and down again. So it's like every couple decades now instead of every couple hundred years. Anyway, what am I doing? A lot of these things here. I don't want to do those. Need to go. Oh, here we go. Let's go do some more marks. Maybe I can do this without bitching about them too much. I need to change the title of this. Change the title of this episode to "We're All Just Marxist Bastards." Wonder if I can use bastards in the title without getting demonetized. He's all just Marxist bastards. I've been tending to use Evie a lot more than Jacob in this game. Mostly because she's stealthier. Probably should have used Jacob on that last one because I didn't really need stealth. The spirit of Victoria isn't happy, but that's true. If you can explain your beliefs are almost likely going to be rational. Yep. Oh, I just passed him, didn't I? There he is. Let me finish reading this. evolution is definitely real, and I can't deny that. And my beliefs in Bible don't deny evolution either, but I think Darwin added a bit of myth to it. Well, everybody does that. I mean, he was a scientist, but he only had so much science to work with back then, you know. This is early. Like I said, it was in the Romantic period. It was after the Enlightenment. So people didn't think exactly reasonable in this era. And I think he did a lot of it for politics too, because it made him more famous, you know. If he came up with some theory, like Marx, if he came up with some theory that and did his best to explain it one way, there's going to be a certain amount of people that are going to believe that, because most people were illiterate still, even in them days. Although there was a lot more people that were literate, there was still a lot that weren't, and people are going to believe that, you know. They're going to, maybe they'll learn to read by reading that shit. I don't know. But most science back then was based on some truth and some logic, but they theorized a little bit too much, and they embellished a lot. And I don't think any of them went the right direction. You know, they tended to be too much of an idealist. They thought that like I said, I think they started believing that humans weren't an imperfect species, you know, that we weren't as flawed as we were. And that's the biggest problem. And that's how they're starting to think now, especially the woke people that are more atheists. They might even say, some of them might say that they believe in God, but they don't believe in this freaking God the right way. They believe in themselves as gods. You know, I think it's Tucker Carlson. I don't know why I've been listening to a lot of this shit lately, and he kind of goes off on this, and he thinks that the whole trans ideology is all about them believing that they're gods because they can change their sex. But I don't completely believe that. But I believe there's a lot of truth in what he's saying about just in general, people think that they're perfect. There's this whole thing, this whole attitude, you're perfect the way you are. And people telling their kids this, you're just perfect the way you are. You're not perfect. If you tell somebody they're perfect, they're not going to try to get better. And you can't get better if you're perfect, right? You cannot better yourself as a human being if you're a perfect being. And I think it went to their heads, and I don't think they believe it deep down, but on the outside they're trying to show that, trying to prove that they're perfect. And it's not just the trans people, it's all of the people. I would say the left, but I think that there's people on the right that are doing the same thing. It's this attitude about life now. There's this whole attitude about society, and society's not perfect, but the people are, and you're perfect the way you are. But then you say that on the outside, but inside you're believing, no, they're not perfect. And then you'll bitch about something and bitch about this and bitch about that. And maybe you'll prop up the people that think like you and, oh, they're perfect the way they are. But then somebody else, you're going to say, well, they're not perfect. It's really stupid, because people need religion, especially Christianity is the basis of Christianity. Maybe not a lot of the religious dogma that goes with that, but the actual real message about it is that we are imperfect beings that are prone to sin, but we need to try to better ourselves and try to make ourselves not sin. But if we do, there's consequences for it, and we got to know what the consequences are, and we just need to try to better ourselves in the future. And we're never going to reach that perfection. Maybe we will at the moment we die. I don't know. And I kind of think that that's kind of a truth right there, that you don't reach that perfection until like Buddha. Buddha was looking for nirvana, which was this perfect state of being. And apparently he's the only, in their religion, he's the only human being that ever reached that nirvana in his lifetime. But still that you're able to do that by the time of your death. That's, I think, the core belief of Buddhism. But you're always trying to perfect yourself. And I think that's the same thing with Christianity. You have to know that you're flawed, though, and you're never going to be perfect. No matter how hard you try, you're never going to be perfect. But you can try to be as close to that as you're able to. And try to become a good person. When you start not trying to become a good person anymore, if you think you're already a good person, if you think that you're already a perfect, not just a good person, you can feel like you're a good person. You can understand that inside you're a good person, but you're not a perfect person. So you have to try to strive to become a perfect person and find out what your flaws are and try to work on those. And maybe not ever get those exactly perfect, but you're going to make them better. You're going to improve your flaws for the positive, you know? And people have forgotten that. I think that there's a lot of words, a lot of talk on both sides, mostly on the left, though. The woke people are just absurd. I don't know. Pal, you already get Marxists attacking you daily in your comments. There's no need for more. I know. If I pointed out all your mistakes, you wouldn't call yourself perfect. And if I showed you the best form and position you can be in, you would understand you're not perfect. Yep. Yeah, you got to try to be able to understand what perfection is and strive to be that way, but know that it's an impossible task, but you got to strive to be that way. And my personal belief is that that's what gets you into heaven. Is finally getting to that point. And like I said, in my personal belief, I believe that it might even have more than one lifetime to do that. Most Christians don't believe that. I don't see anywhere in the Bible where it says that that's not a fact, that it's not that way. I hear them talking about ascension all the time in the Bible. And that kind of makes me think that there is different levels of consciousness, or different levels of being, and they were trying to get to the next level of being, which would be angelic. And we're learning, we throughout our lifetime, we're not just learning to be a perfect as a person, we're trying to be perfect as a spiritual being, as an angelic attributes, which are the 7 virtues that they talk about. You try to learn what those mean, and it might take you several lifetimes to understand what those mean. And once you finally figure those out, then you ascend to heaven, what we would consider heaven. Anyway, Here we go.
Corruption reigns here, I'm sure of it. The number of people injured by their machinery cannot be calculated, and yet the company continues to prosper. They must be stopped for the sake of the poor workers they abuse. If only we had some form of proof. There must be records of the accident somewhere inside, which would surely prove their malfeasance. I should think you'd need to find the foreman, but how you'd convince him to give you the reports? Perhaps, if they think the factory's on fire, you might bluff your way past.
I convince the foreman that the factory's on fire so that they'll hand me their records for safekeeping, and find some records that says accident reports is what he's saying, huh? Okay, which one's the foreman? I think I'm going to go up and get this guy first, up here. I knock him out and then I kill him. That's just how you do it. Okay, I got to air assassinate somebody. Who's the best volunteer? This guy over here. He's like in a perfect spot. Let's see. Right there? No? No? Now? Oh, God damn it. See if I can get that guy over there. Hurry, hurry. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Hurry, hurry. Whee! Okay, where's... Oh, there it is. Oh, that guy's back. Is he going to see the dead guy? Probably should have hid the body. I'm not good at this. Nah. He's stuck. Okay, so I got to ignite this, ignite that. There's 3 of them. Where's the other one? Oh, there it is. All these people are going to choke. I had to get that guy over there now. Out of the way, peeps. I was having a lie down. Okay. Is there only one more guy left in here? Can he see me through the smoke? I wonder. Can he see the dead body? Go see the dead guy. Okay, where's the other one? Trying. There we go. Come on. 3rd time. Now escape. Where's he at? Can't see him. Come on.
The whole place is going to burn! Get us
It's not even in the same building. Wait, where am I going? What is going on here? What am I supposed to be doing? It doesn't say. Hijack a fire truck. Oh. There's one right there. Well, I'll get this one. Sorry, guy. It's mine now. Follow the foreman. Oh shit, I just ran over cops.
We must get them out of there before the fire takes them.
Damn it, I just ran over cops.
There you are.
Follow the foreman. So what do I need? What did I need the damn fire truck for? He thinks I'm a fireman.
They should be just inside here.
Not even a man.
Oh, there they are. Good. They're safe.
Oi! What do you think you're doing? Stop thief!
Stop thief. Now what? How do I get? Where am I? I can't see. There it is. I knew there was an opening over here somewhere. Can I turn around? Turn around? No. I need to get inside there. What's that? Is it right there? Where is it? There's a glitch thing right here. No, up, over. I see the glitch. Where is it? Wait. Well, there it is. I see it. Okay. Continue. Oh, no. There we go. There it is. Get it. Did that glitch work? Service currently unavailable. That is so weird. I got one of them glitches the other day that actually gave me some helix points. And now they just say that it's unavailable. I do believe that any faith will help you to become a better person. Yep. That's what it takes, you know. It takes believing in something besides yourself. You got to believe in yourself too, but you got to believe that there's something beyond you, beyond the person. And it's not the collective. It's not society in general, because society can disappoint you. It's very disappointing most of the time. Okay. So now what? Got everything done here. Still one more memory that's going to pop up sooner or later. I hope I didn't miss some of them, like I said before, in the fourth sequence. I need to learn before I finish any of the sequence stuff, which is all the gold stuff, like that one and that one over there, and there's a couple down here. Before I do any of that stuff, I need to make sure that I do all the side stuff. Like here's one here. I think that's the next area that I need to go do is London. That's why I named the title what I did there. It's because I knew I was going to end up come into this area. So I think that's what I'm going to go do now. Whee! Oh my God. Oh, hey, there we go. Another leap. Leap, leap, leap. Whee! That one's a little faster. Oi! Oi, eh? Oi! Oi, governor!
Why are you running? You know you deserve it.
Oi! Doctor Who always says that. Oi! I think it's just the Matt Smith one. No, I think David Tennant said it sometimes too. But Matt Smith seems to say it a lot. Oi! Still on the Matt Smith stuff. I'm getting there. The next guy, the older guy, he's coming up real fast. Which one am I think I'm going to go do this. But I don't know if I need to do that hijack. Nah, I'm not going to worry about that. There's the killer. The guy's pointing at me. Oh man, why? Why? This guy thinks he's at a traffic light. There is no traffic lights in London. Well, at least not here. Not at this point in time. They didn't even have electricity enough to do that. Trying to see if I can tip this thing over and it doesn't work. If I rock it back and forth enough. Oh. Wanton destruction. 7. Nice parking job. There's a little Doyle. Little Doyle dude. Or Artie. Is that his name? Artie? Is that what he goes by? Art. Solve the perplexing murder of the woman in the public park. Case of the conflicted courtship. Okay. Ding, ding, ding. It's got to turn nighttime for all these, don't it? Got to always do these
A tragedy in the park.
mysteries at night.
Another chance to sort out a diabolical conundrum.
Conundrum?
One that I'll turn into a one-a-penny read for Perlock Publishing.
Okay. Where are you going, little guy? Where are you going? Wait, am I supposed to follow one of them? Okay, I've got to go to the park. It's the dead guy. Girl. Guy, girl. The park. Prudence Brown. A young woman with identifying papers. Stabbed many times in the in highly volatile manner. Wounds indicate a left-handed attacker. Wasn't Jack the Ripper left-handed? We're a little too early for Jack the Ripper yet, huh? That's after the game, the DLC. Did you just release your British side? What did I do? Governor? Oi, governor! I was going to name one of the titles of one of these. Did I? With governor in the title. But spelling it G-O-V, comma, N-A. Govna. Govna. These streams are good because I don't really have anyone else to talk about these things with. Yeah. I know I talk about the weirdest shit, don't I? I just don't know what's going on, man. I really want to make a video, and I keep changing the name. I actually started writing one at one point. It's on my desktop, a text file, but a little by little it keeps changing. And now and this kind of sucks because I just heard, I was watching the interview with Tucker Carlson just interviewed Elon Musk, and I was watching part of the interview today, and he said something that I was thinking about it last night. This is before I even saw the video. I was thinking about writing something about the rise and fall of the American empire. That's what I was going to call it. The rise and fall of the American empire. And go back all the way to like Samaria, to like Babylon, or what's the other big kingdom back then? Mesopotamia. Start there and say, what was the rise and fall of all these different civilizations throughout history? You know, Mesopotamian Empire and Babylon, I think, was part of the Mesopotamian Empire. And then after that, you have Egypt, the Egyptian Empire, and then the Greek, and then the Romans, and all these different empires, and they rose and fell. And why did they rise and fall? For the same reason it seems like Western civilization is starting to fall. And what happens after a civilization falls? A dark period in history, like the Dark Ages. After the Roman Empire fell, we went through 1,000 years of what we call the Dark Ages. And if the American or the Western Empire itself falls, that's what's the next, future, the next immediate future for hundreds of years, probably, maybe 1,000 years, is going to look like. It's going to be a time of darkness. And we can stop it from happening, but we have to understand what happened in the previous histories to stop it from happening. And it's going towards that direction right now. What happens is these empires got too decadent. They got too corrupt. They started out in a decent way of life. They were trying to bring all their people together under like one civilization and keep the outsiders from destroying their way of life, right? The Roman Empire is the perfect example. But before it was called the Roman Empire, it was called the Roman Republic. And that was more like the United States has been for the last couple hundred years. Until the last 50, no, maybe the last 40 or 30 even. It started little by little crumbling. And it started getting that way because people started getting too decadent. And that's what happened in the Roman Empire. That's the perfect example. By the time it became the Roman Empire, the Senate and the Romans, all the upper crust of society started getting too decadent and too corrupt. And that's what's happening in Western civilization now. They're getting decadent and too corrupt. And you have these young people that are fighting for something different. But the young people that are fighting for something different are not the young people that should be fighting for something different. It's the young people that are from these decadent, privileged families. And they're trying to change the world into what they think could be the perfect society. But they don't know what the perfect society would be, for one thing. And their idea of the perfect society, everybody would have to be at that decadent level. They think for some reason that poor people want to be that. And we don't. We don't want to be decadent. We like our lives. Most poor people do, or middle class, middle class people, working class, blue collar. The only people that they really get their grips in, their freaking claws into, are the people that can't fend for themselves. The people that think that they tell these poor people, the people that can't fend for themselves, that the government will take care of them. All you got to do is side with us, vote for us, help us out, and we will make it so that you never have to work a day in your fucking life. They say, okay. And then what do? They just go and tear up freaking liquor stores and rampage through freaking Chicago. We're getting to that point where it's going to make or break our society. And we can't let these decadent, privileged, rich kids, spoiled rich kids, ruin our ways of life. And it seems like all the freaking politicians are going along with them, or a good part of the politicians are going along with them. And they're acting like they're normal people. AOC, that's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. She was from a pretty privileged upbringing until at one point, I think she was already a freaking teenager or something, and her dad died, and they saw a little bit of hard times. But she was pretty educated already, so she went through the education system in the current state of education system, the last 20 years, and she learned all the wrong freaking things. And then she ran into a freaking Marxist dude who became her campaign manager when she was running for Congress. And then she just, I don't know. I don't know if that's the guy that influenced her, or she is already like that. But this guy was a way big Marxist. He's the one that got her freaking put into office. And I don't know what happened to him after that, but I think he was part of her staff, like he was the chief of staff or something of her people, until after the first year something happened between them and he left. But anyway, inspect the packet, a small paper package containing powdered medicine, stamped Dr. Trevor Alton, with an address. So I need to go check that place out.
I should ask more questions.
And I haven't asked any questions yet. There's some blood on the ground. That's a splatter, blood splatter. Why can't I don't know. There's the doctor's office. There's... I guess I got the second clue and it didn't even come up. %10 experience boost. Where to get that at? There's something over here. Now, that's nothing to do with this. That's one of the collectibles. Damn it. Well, not damn it, because I need that anyway, but still. It's not one of the clues. Oh, there's one behind the damn tree. Is there a purse? Handbag. Containing an appointment diary. 10 a.m. Trevor Park. Noon. Gilbert. His house. So she was... Trevor is the name of the pharmacist, right? Why would the pharmacist deliver in a park? I don't know. Maybe back in them days they used to deliver in parks. Address is indicated in the back of the agenda.
Now that I've seen this, I should ask more questions.
Is that what this said, Trevor? Yeah.
I wonder if someone could tell me more about this.
Oh, okay. Here's the bloody knife. Bloody murder weapon. It is a standard kitchen knife. Okay. Oh, that was 404. What was the... I guess she was the first. Bag was the second. Her handbag was the third. Okay. So who am I supposed to talk to? You keep saying I should ask more questions. Who do I ask questions from? Cop? Maybe? Kidnap? I don't think so. Who's that dude? He looks important. No? I don't think there is anybody in this area. I need to go to one of the other two areas. Let's go to the doctor's first.
Right, Samuel.
That's it, girl.
I guess he's a doctor, not a pharmacist. Oh, okay. At least 2 stories of stuff. Looks like a patient, not a doctor. Dr. Alton's office. Doctor's note. Dear Miss Knight, I would ask you to please suspend Mr. Shelby's prescription. This note, as well as all medical entries in the office, appear to be written by a right-handed man. Okay, so he's not the killer, the doctor, because he's right-handed. Okay, I'm going to go up and look at the rest of the clues before I even talk to anybody. Prudence's medical file. Miss Brown came to see me oppressed by grave anxiety concerning her recent engagement. This is not a medical concern, but nevertheless I prescribed a mild sedative. However, she had since embarked on an irregular relationship with someone I shall not name. The situation is intolerable. So she's having an affair. She's getting married, but she was having an affair with someone else. An intolerable affair. Okay, I need to drink something. Hold on. My voice is getting hoarse. So many dandies. Yep. Yep. Fancy boys. Okay. Now what? There's another one over there. Mr. Shelby's medical file. Okay, wait. This has got to be the guy that she's having the affair with, because that other note said something about to stop treating, or to stop giving this guy his prescription for some reason. Since using this treatment, Mr. Shelby has overcome his paralyzing timidity with astonishing success. However, owing to the effects that I've seen of the same drug on Mr. Baxter, I feel obliged to terminate Mr. Shelby's use altogether. So what? So whatever treatment that whatever drug he's treating this guy with is working, but because it didn't work right on somebody else, he wants to stop it. That would piss me off if I was Shelby. But maybe he's timid, which means he's shy and withdrawn, I guess. So the drug is making him more outgoing and maybe more aggressive. I don't know.
I should return and find out about this.
Okay, so that's 3. There's 2 more clues somewhere. All I see is him up there. Where's the other clues? Maybe I can't see him through the floor. I saw him from the outside. There we go. Dr. Alton's office. Personal note. Doctor, I do hope that our professional relationship does not preclude a closer rapture. Rapport. Rapture. I'm like, what? Rapport. Yours most sincerely, Miss Clara Knight. Our professional relationship. God, I don't read right, man. So this is his nurse or assistant, Knight, Miss Knight. And by Miss, we know that she's not married. So she wants a closer rapport And maybe he doesn't. I don't know. Or maybe he does. Baxter's medical file. Baxter now appears to be totally reliant on the treatment. He consumes far more than the prescribed dosage and is constantly demanding more. In addition, he has become alarmingly aggressive. Yep, I was right about that. Going so far as to assault me physically. Furthermore, he has recklessly seduced several women over the past few weeks. Oh, so Baxter might be the one that she's having the affair with. It says he's seducing people. The doctor wouldn't say who.
Well now, I didn't ask about this.
Okay, let's talk to the doctor first. Cut cheek? It's probably from him getting into the fight with that Baxter guy. Prudence.
Oh my God, Prudence! How horrible! I was about to propose. But I don't understand. She and I didn't have a meeting arranged today. It is true that we sometimes meet in the park, but there was no arrangement for this morning.
Hey, what? I didn't catch that. She's married. She was going to marry him. Wait, I'm going to have to read that part over.
That's very odd indeed. Prudence was a patient here, but wasn't given this prescription. There's no reason that she should be carrying such a packet.
So this Baxter guy might have killed her for the drugs.
You appreciate, I'm sure, that I cannot discuss the condition of any of my patients.
Well, I need to know, man. I need to check something. Dreadful crimes. Prudence. Stabbed by a left-handed person. Packet. Small paper package containing powdered medication. Okay, so if this guy killed her for the medication, why is it still there? Why didn't he take it with him? Anyway, let me go talk to the other two. It's Knight and one of the patients. It's either Baxter or the other guy. Let's talk to the nurse first. Okay, so this nurse was hot for the doctor too. And the doctor was gonna marry the other chick. She could have killed her. So, is the doctor lying about the 10 a.m. Trevor Park? He said that they didn't have plans for today, or was somebody else setting it up, which would be this girl right here. Could have did that, set up an appointment, and she would thought it was him. Plating knife. I'm missing something. Oh, that Gilbert. Is that one of the people here? Mr. Shelby. Maybe he's Gilbert. Gilbert Shelby, maybe? No. Mr. Shelby. Since using the treatment, Mr. Shelby has overcome his paralyzing timidity, blah, 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 blah. Miss Brown came to see me, obsessed by grave anxiety concerning her recent engagement. Didn't he say that he was going to propose? So she had a reason. She came to the doctor about her recent engagement, the anxiety of a recent engagement. So she was already engaged. Claims he saw her yesterday. Also claims they did not have a meeting arranged today. Admits they sometimes met in the park, but claims there was no such arrangement for this morning. States that Prudence was his patient, but was never given a prescription for the medication found. Okay, treatment. Declined to discuss the condition of any. It doesn't say anything about him. He just said something about propose, and it doesn't say anything about proposing here. An elusive man. I haven't talked to Baxter. Wait, there was. Oh, yeah, okay.
I'm sorry to hear about her murder. She was a patient here, but increasingly began to stop by socially. Mr. Baxter apparently attacked the doctor yesterday. It was after hours, but the doctor did have a cut on his cheek. Poor man. Dr. Alton makes house calls to see him. Baxter doesn't come into the office. I make up the prescriptions and he picks them up at noon when I'm away at lunch. Mr. Baxter apparently attacked the doctor yesterday. It was after hours, but the doctor did have a cut on his cheek. Poor man.
So Baxter. What?
Dr. Alton makes house calls to see him. Baxter doesn't come into the office. I make up the prescriptions and he picks them up at noon when I'm away at lunch.
That didn't make any sense at all. He's saying that he doesn't come into the office, but yet he comes to pick up his medicine at noon when she's at lunch. Why would that? That doesn't make sense. And also that he came in and got into a fight with him after hours. So he doesn't come to the office, but he came. I don't know.
So she was meeting Dr. Alton in the park, was she? My understanding was that she was engaged to someone. In any case, the good doctor could do better, in my opinion. Perhaps now he will.
Yep, that sounds a little guilty there, lady. Now that she's out of the way, Now I got a chance. Mr. Shelby reminds me of Peaky Blinder. I never even watched that. I've seen the trailers for that. It seems like it'd be a good show.
I don't know any of Dr. Alton's other patients. I'm quite angry, actually. I was having such terrific results. I felt like a new man. Much more vigorous and outgoing. But the doctor has ended the prescription altogether for no reason.
Well, why didn't he tell him the reason? I'm going to check one other thing before I go to the next location. I need to talk to this guy again. I swear to God, he said that he was going to have... So the lady also said that they were having an affair, but the way he said that she was having an affair was something different.
An unfortunate incident. One of my patients became overexcited. That's very odd indeed. Prudence was a patient here, but wasn't given this prescription. There's no reason that she should be carrying such a packet.
So now I can't ask him about Prudence again. Oh, wrong one. States that Prudence was a patient to the doctor. Notes that Prudence increasingly began to make calls without any medical justification. Claims the doctor sees Baxter only on house calls. States that she makes up the prescription and Baxter picks it up when she's away. Expresses displeasure that Prudence would meet Dr. Alton in the park. Claims that Prudence was engaged to someone else. Seems to think a romance with the doctor may now be possible herself. Believes that the cut on Alton's cheek came from an altercation with Baxter, although she did not witness this. An elusive man. Okay, I'm going to go to the other address now. Something vibrated. Gilbert's house. Wonder if Gilbert's is Baxter. I was thinking it was Shelby before, but that other guy was Shelby. Interrogate. It doesn't say who he is yet. Let me check out the clues first. One clue. Upstairs. Oh, can't go up this way. Gilbert's house. Letter from Prudence. Dear Gilbert, I have something of the utmost importance to tell you. I shall call tomorrow at noon. Please, dear Gilbert, know that whatever I have to say, I will always hold you in the highest esteem. Yours, Prudence. Letterhead gives Prudence's address. Is that going to be another crime or scene? Prudence's house. Okay. Okay, so I need to look at something else. So at 10 a.m., she was at the park. She was supposed to be here at noon. Apparently never made it here. Gilbert Higgins. The hell's Higgins?
Prudence and I are engaged to be married. I'm desperate to see her. She should be by any moment. She had something important to tell me. I'm worried she's going to break off the engagement. Prudence has been so distant lately. I believe she has a misplaced affection for her doctor, the cat. I would make a much more appropriate husband, and the wedding is planned.
Okay, let's go to her house now. It's just right across the... No, it's further. Way further. How do I get out of here? Wow, how far is it? It's clear across freaking town. I'm gonna go around damn municipal buildings. They could at least keep all these houses close together. How hard would it have been for them to put that one like right across the alley? They're engaged. They might live close to each other. Damn. How far away is this? Probably should have jumped on a horse. Okay, it's through this way somewhere. Hell, there's no door. Gotta climb through a damn window. Hi, guys. What up? Don't point at me, lady. It's rude. It's rude. Okay, can't get anywhere here. What the hell? Prudence house, Prudence diary. Several entries stand out. I hold Gilbert in the greatest esteem, but I simply cannot imagine marrying and all it entails. Marriage and all it entails. I've seen so little of the world. I have begun to see a doctor in an attempt to calm my nerves and concentrate my mind. Dr. Alton is kind and gentle, and the solicitous manner with which he listens is as beneficial as any medication. Oh, what a rapturous night. The timid Dr. Trevor has surprising depth. We had a chance encounter in the park, whereupon he began to speak to me with such intensity and passion, I was quite swept up. Soon his ardent kisses took my breath away. Could it be that I have found love at last? And what, when, then, of my engagement to Gilbert? My feelings for Trevor, it seems so silly to call him Dr. Alton now, are as strong as ever, but mixed with concern. He has become moody, even tormented. Oh. He complains of his experimental treatment and of his patients. I bet you he's actually Baxter. I have told him that I plan to break things off with Gilbert. Trevor and I are to meet in the park this morning. Is a proposal in the offering. If is a proposal is in the offering. Oh, typo. If he does propose, oh, please let it be so. I shall go directly to Gilbert and break it off with him. A swift, sharp break is best for everyone. I think the doctor is actually Baxter because the nurse says that the doctor always makes house calls, and he always picks up his medicine while she's gone. So she's never even seen Baxter. What'd that say? Rapturous night with Trevor. Prudence House. Unsent letter to Dr. Alton. Dearest Trevor, I must tell you that this evening something unsettling occurred. After our tete-a-tete in the park, I set off for home, all the while thinking of you. But suddenly a young woman appeared and began to berate me in the street, never ceasing to shout insults and shameful allegations involving someone named Baxter. What? Isn't that the patient you have had such trouble with? Oh, my dear, I managed to slip away, but it was so terribly upsetting. But now I see that it is too late to post this, and I will see you tomorrow in any case, my love. So the nurse or assistant, whatever, confronted her and was talking about Baxter. What does Baxter have to do with anything here? In that case. It says suspects meet. What's that mean? Oh, that... What? Wait a minute. How do I get down there? Oh. Is that night? What the hell is this?
I saw her kissing my man in the park, didn't I? I followed her to the street yesterday, but lost her. I'll come every day if need be, until I catch her again. That trollop better promise to let him alone, or I'll give her what for.
Wait, what? This is the girl that Lulu That's the one that confronted her, not the nurse.
He's all mine, I tell you. All the girls want a bit of Baxter, but they can't have him. You ask him yourself. He lives just that way.
So, Baxter's house. Did she just give me the location of Baxter? Baxter's house, scattered papers. She plans to break her engagement. Because of you, I won't have it. I shall marry her myself. At least that way she will remain a respectable woman. Written by a right-handed man. Oh, that's right. Freaking the killer's left-handed. Or at least stabbed her with his left hand. She means nothing to you. You are a monster of my own making, written by a right-handed man. So this is the doctor writing to Baxter, maybe. Or wait, I don't know. I can't extinguish your life, so I shall extinguish hers. Written by a left-handed man. There is a spot of blood on the note. I always get what I want. It is my due. So the medication is giving him a split personality or something. You are nothing but a burden to me, a pathetic sniveling burden. If only I could be rid of you. Written by a left-handed man. So the doctor's right-handed, but his alter ego's left-handed. His Jekyll side. Many empty paper packets. They have a residue of powder on them. So that is drugs. Here's the knives, one missing. Collection of kitchen knives, identical to the one found in the crime scene. One is missing. Okay, so who do I need to re-question? Okay, let's see if that girl's still in the front over here. She's the closest.
I saw her kissing my man in the park, didn't I? I followed her to this street yesterday, but lost her. I'll come every day if need be.
Okay, so she saw her man is Baxter. she saw Prudence kissing her man in the park when she was kissing the doctor. So the doctor and Baxter are the same person. So that's pretty much it then. So the doctor's the killer. So he admitted that Baxter admitted that he wanted to kill her, or the left-handed rider in Baxter's house. Let's check Gilbert's first. So yeah, there's somebody over here to talk to also. Baxter.
I've never heard of such a man.
Doctor's office. Prudence's house, Gilbert's house. So I'm gonna head out. Good night. Good day. Hey, good night, Blue Jay. Yeah, I'm gonna get off after this one's over too. Sleep tight, man. Okay. Not him? No. How about her?
That medicine was developed by Dr. Alton specifically for one of our patients, Mr. Shelby. But he's been using it for another patient as well.
Gotta be back, or this guy. Oh, wrong room.
Oh God, it's true. I couldn't help myself. The powder unleashed a creature within me. He seduced the innocent Prudence and then killed her to prevent us from marrying. It's too horrible.
I knew something was amiss with the medical powder, but didn't understand until you found those papers. Well done.
Case of the conflicted courtship. Dr. Trevor Alton's experimental medication seemed to be so successful on one of his patients that he tried it himself and created a monster. Yep, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Going under the name of Baxter, this second drug-altered personality lived a wild, scandalous life, seducing women as he went. The unsuspecting Prudence Brown believed him to be Dr. Alton, fell in love with the passionate Baxter. Meanwhile, Baxter continued his seductions, which included the possessive Lulu, who later followed Prudence, planning to threaten her. Horrified by Baxter's actions, Dr. Alton resolved to marry Prudence in order to save her reputation. Baxter, however, would not have his freedom curtailed. Oh, I see. That's something I didn't catch. In all ways, anyway, and arranged a two meeting, meeting Miss Brown in the park, where he viciously murdered her, a crime for which Dr. Alton will pay the price. Yep. So yeah, I didn't catch that part, that he was going to marry her, just because it did say something about that to, save her reputation. But yeah, I didn't catch that part at that time. And I didn't catch the part where Baxter only killed her because he wanted his freedom. Anyway, that was pretty cool. That one at least had most of the questions I'd asked. There was a couple questions that I would have asked people that didn't give me a chance to. Oh, hey, I got enough for this now. I can't remember what they were at the time, but I was thinking of it. I wish I could have asked. I was going to mention something about that too. It's to the doctor. I was going to ask him about the cut on his cheek, but it didn't say that until later. I don't know. Anyway, that's it for tonight, guys. It's already almost 11:30. Got my 3 hours in. That's good enough for tonight. Tomorrow night when I get back, I'm going to try to finish up all this stuff in here. We got another topping one, and another marks. I want to see what this is. There's a vault here. Oh, hey, here's another one of the Conan Doyle mysteries. But yeah, there's this here, and there was one other thing in this place that I've seen one time, and I can't remember where it is. This vault, I'm pretty sure, is after I find a certain collectible. I was looking around today for them. If you look on the collectibles here, down at the bottom it shows like a little camera looking thing. Next to the flower, there's a little camera looking thing. It says 4 of 4. I found all the ones in here. I found all the ones in here and here. And I started working on this, but I didn't get all of them. I found one of them. And I need to go up the river and look for the rest of them. And then there's going to be some in this area that I don't have yet, and some in this area. Wow, there's 7 of them in this area. Damn. But if I find all those, I think this has something to do with it, but I want to go over and find out about that. I'll do that tomorrow too. Or wait, that, I don't know. It has gears on it. I don't know what that means. Well, whatever it is, I'll find out tomorrow if I can remember. Anyway, till then, leave a like, share, subscribe. Support my channel if you can with PayPal or Patreon. All in the links below. And I hope to see you next time, guys. Have a good one. Adios.